They should be.
Police work, especially from Seattle PD and Washington State Patrol. Is it true that the killer's been on the loose since the early 90s?
That remains to be seen.
All right, guys. We're gonna let a bunch more hop on. I'm sure people are kind of getting on. Thanks everyone for jumping in and joining us. If you get a chance, I'm gonna meet you guys all, but if you think about it, keep yourself muted, please. We are still popping in.
Ice cream for 2 regulars. I'm done coming here.
All right. All right, I think we're gonna get started, guys. It seems like we're all pulling up. I know I've been posting about this speaker for weeks now in our group. I found him on YouTube from a team call, and I fell in love with him. Fell in love with his passion. I cannot say enough about him. Currently, myself and Pam are in his 4 Weeks to Clarity group, and it's been amazing. He's kind of lit a fire under my tush and just made things simple for me, way overthinking them. And his passion behind what he does and able to get me to think about what I want to do is just, it's crazy. So you didn't come here to listen to me. We're gonna let you guys talk to Josh, and Josh, take it away.
Can you hear me okay? I just unmuted myself. Is my volume okay, Julie? Good?
Yep,
okay.
You're good.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you everyone so much for hopping on. What is this? Is this Tuesday night? When you work from home, I feel like days no longer really matter. You just wake up, I do my personal development and then my workout, and it's just a day. It doesn't even matter what day it is. So thank you guys all for sacrificing time away from your family, away from your business, even though this is technically an investment in your business. Thank you for taking time to hang out with me tonight. I hope that I'll share some things tonight that will help you. First of all, up here, everything starts up here in your head. Everything, guys. So many times we try to fix people by fixing what they do, and that's part of it. Okay, that's part of it. And we'll get into a little bit more of that later. That part of the problem is with what people are doing. But when you really dig deep, you find out that people usually aren't doing because of something that's wrong up here. I don't want to say wrong, but something, a wrong belief. We've been tricked, or we've been deceived, or we've been scared of something that's been holding us back. So tonight, I want to talk to you about the doing and the believing, because I think they're both really, really important. They asked me to speak tonight on recruiting. How many of you here are interested in recruiting more coaches? Raise your hand if you'd like to recruit more coaches. Okay, pretty much everybody. That's good. You're in the right place then. For those of you that don't know, I run a training group called The Art of Recruiting. It sells out every single month because apparently recruiting is a hot topic in this business. In fact, I have a Facebook ad. Maybe some of you recognize my face from my Facebook ad. I spent a lot of money on that ad, and it literally opens up with, are you a Beachbody coach struggling to find people who want to work the business? And I'm telling you right now, I have them at that one sentence. You don't even have to read the rest. I mean, you can if you want to, but honestly, I have people at the first sentence. It's got, I don't know, 600 likes on that ad, and it's got probably 500 comments of people that want to learn more about recruiting. Maybe I should tell you who the heck I am, because we didn't do that yet, did we? So anyways, I'm Josh Coates, if you didn't know. I'm a speaker, coach, and trainer on the John Maxwell team. And what I do that I think is really unique is I'm an outsider. I'm not a Beachbody coach, okay? I love Beachbody. I even do all the programs and use the supplements, but I'm not a Beachbody coach. What I do is I do one-on-one mentoring and leadership training with many people who are Beachbody coaches. And so what I've been able to do with time is take principles that I've learned from John Maxwell and put them into Beachbody terminology so that you can, has anyone ever read a personal development book and you're like, that was awesome. Now, how do I do that in Beachbody? Right? Does that ever happen to anybody? So I am like the person, I'm like the translator, okay? But on top of that, I mentor 5 different current or former top 10 coaches. And so I get to learn from them a lot about your business, which helps me to see from the outside what people are doing right, what people are doing wrong, and what people are avoiding altogether. Because I see the difference between my friends, Brittany Powers and Melissa McAllister, and all these other people who say they're Beachbody coaches and they post workout videos, but they're not doing all the same stuff that Brittany and Melissa are doing. So tonight, I want to help you close that gap. How many of you say, if I could be a little bit more like Brittany Powers and Melissa McAllister, my business would probably move forward, right? Not that I'm trying to turn you into them, but I want to help you see some of the things that you're missing that they're doing, okay? So here's the thing. I want to start off with these 3 words. I want everyone, please take notes tonight, okay? Not because I'm someone special, but because it'll help you to remember what you're learning, okay? 3 words I want you to write down. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. Everything in life is dependent on these 3 words. It is a natural progression. You see, who you be, I know that's not proper grammar, but because of the 3 words I gave you, who you be or what you believe about yourself on the inside will alter and affect how and what you do, which will eventually result in what you actually have. Now, here's the problem we have in Western culture is we all want to have something without changing what we do or what we believe. So let's start off with what people do, okay? Because to be honest, I have a little bit of fun calling Beachbody coaches out on some of the things that you guys do. They're hilarious. For instance, you guys love to post these motivational quotes saying things like this. Next time you say, I don't have time, try instead saying, it's not my priority, right? We love to say things like that to help people understand that everyone has time to work out. To say you don't have time to work out is just absolutely ridiculous. We all have 24 hours in the day. We choose what we do with those 24 hours. It's not that you don't have time. It's that working out is not a priority, right? And we know from our own experience and from watching other people that are ridiculous that you cannot get results in your health journey without doing something. Am I right? If you want to lose weight, you got to be willing to actually show up and work out. And sometimes people will work out 2 days a week, and then they say, oh, that didn't work, right? Or maybe they do work out all 6 days like they're supposed to, but they give up after week 2. I guess that didn't work. How many of you know if you work out 2 days out of the week, you don't get results, right? I don't care if you work out with Shaun T. Man, I freaking hate Shaun T. That guy kicks my butt. But if you only let him kick your butt 2 days a week, you're not going to really get results. That's not even enough work to put in for your body to evolve at all, right? All you're doing is making yourself miserable 2 days a week, right? You might as well just not work out at all. You've got to do it consistently. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right? Okay. I need some heads nodding because everybody's muted, and that's okay, but I need you to nod your head and let me know that I'm not crazy. But here's what's funny. You guys want to hear what's funny to me? The same Beachbody coaches that say, next time you try saying I don't have time, try instead saying it's not a priority, will work their business 2 days a week. Ouch. That one hurt, didn't it? I'm too tired to work my business tonight. Life is just so busy, and I just have so many things going on. And the kids were sick today, and they got stuck at practice late, and all these different things going on, and I just can't find time to work my business. So what I want to do is kind of throw back at you guys something that you've been telling everyone else. Next time you say, I don't have time, try instead saying it's not a priority. See, I think one of the biggest mistakes we make as human beings is that we learn a very, very, very valuable lesson in one area of our life. And then we fail to actually take that same thing and apply it to the other areas of our life. And we have people that are so incredibly motivated to work out every single day. And they show up and they press play and they drink their Shaco. And if you're like me, even have your Energize and your recovery and maybe even have your Shaco boost, and you are a product of the product. But you are completely failing to invite, and do your personal development because you don't have time. And I'm sure you realize how ridiculous that is now that I'm saying it out loud, and I'm not your coach, so you don't feel pressure that I'm like trying to get a rank advance or anything. I'm just telling you how it is, guys. Too many people in this business are upset that they're not hitting Success Club. They're not recruiting coaches. They're not rank advancing. They're not going on the cruise for free. People paying for their own cruise that should be free because they don't do what it takes to have what they really want. And maybe you're even showing up 2 days a week. I think there's a few different kinds of people. I think there's the kind of people that do all three, and I know Carl's made it four vitals now. But if they do their vitals, all of them, but only about 2 or 3 days a week, which just like the health journey, is not even enough to really get results. It's just enough to make you feel miserable 2 or 3 days a week. And that sucks, right? Nobody likes to feel miserable. You know what's worse? I'll tell you what's worse than working really hard is working really hard, but not often enough and not doing the right things. Because then you're still just as worn out and just as exhausted as everyone else. You just aren't actually getting paychecks for it. Am I right? How many of you, come on, be honest, have ever on Thursday been like, I just got like a $35 check. I think I worked hard. Like I'm making less than people in the Mid-East right now to work my Beachbody business. And that's because you are working a lot, but not doing the right things, number one, and we'll talk about that later. And number two, not consistent enough. In your business, you're doing insanity 2 days a week. I mean, 2 days a week, you're like busting out messages. You're like, using 45 minutes of word swag to make that perfect post that has the exact proper color of turquoise with the exact proper color shade of purple that you want. And you're making sure it's got all the sparkles and glitter. And Scott's looking at me like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't doing that. But you get my point. You get my point. We're spending too much time going crazy 2 days a week to make up for the 5 days a week that we were hanging out on the couch watching Netflix. And then we are pissed when our paycheck shows up and we didn't get what everyone else was getting. And we hear stories or see posts by people like Megan Ewaldson who just bought a brand new 4Runner with her Beachbody check, and we're going, what? Bought a brand new 4Runner with your Beachbody check? I'm over here, I can't afford a candy bar with my Beachbody check, and that's what I really want to eat right now because I'm pissed and I just want candy, right? But the truth is, you didn't put in the same work. So you cannot get mad when you don't get the same results. Now, again, some of you are doing a lot of the wrong work. You're spending your entire day on word swag and checking your notifications and your news feed, and ain't nobody even been invited to a challenge group or a coach's webinar, sneak peek, whatever it is that you guys do. Nobody's even been invited in months. Or maybe there were 3 people that got invites because the day before the group started, your coach was like, hey, we need more people in this group. And you said, okay. The day before the group started, you went out and invited 3 people. And then you're upset that no one showed. I invited 3 people and nobody, I can hardly believe it. Has anybody ever had a get together? Do you just invite 3 people to your Memorial Day barbecue? What do? You invite like 30 people, knowing that probably only 5 or 6 of them are going to show up, right? And you don't tell them the day before the barbecue. I mean, if you're me, you do, because I'm not a great planner. But you usually give them a few weeks notice. Am I right? Am I right? Come on, give me some head nod. I need some head nods tonight. All right? I know you're taking it in, but give me some facial reactions too. So we've got to put in the work, and we've got to do the right work. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to hurt some feelings. Word Swag and Canva and PicMonkey and Rona Design, I'm sure I forgot a few, is not the right work. I'm not saying it's bad work. Okay, if you go to my Instagram right now, Legacy Leadership Tulsa, you will see everything that I've done is pretty much in Word Swag. But that's like maybe 1% of my day, not 99% of my day. And then when there's 2 minutes left before I really need to go to bed, if I want to get up for my workout, I guess maybe I should invite somebody. Does that sound familiar to anybody? So on one hand, we got people not doing enough. They're maybe showing up every day, but not doing the right stuff. Okay? The other hand, we got people doing all the right stuff, but only a few days a week. Neither one works, guys. You got to do the right stuff. It's pretty simple. They're the vital behaviors. There's a reason we use the word vital. Vital means really, really, really important, right? When you're talking about someone's vitals, you're talking about the crap that matters, that they're alive, right? You want your Beachbody business to be alive, do the vitals. It really is. I swear to you, I work with some really, really successful coaches, and they do their vitals every day. That's why they're successful. I swear to you, they don't have a magic trick. I swear to you, okay? If they did, I would tell you about it, but they don't. They really, really don't. They do 3 vitals a lot and really, really, really good, okay? But we do have some people in this business that are doing all the right things. They're like, Josh, I don't, you're not talking, I show up every day and I do everything and I do it every day. I do the right stuff, but I still don't get results. And here's the thing. Anytime you're doing without having, we've got to back it up to the B. Remember, it's be, do, have. It's a 3-part process. And so I have found that there are a lot of people in this business that either are doing the right things or not doing the right things because They believe the wrong things. In other words, you're posting, you're starting convos, you're doing personal development, but it doesn't work for you the way it does for Brittany and Melissa because you still don't believe in you. Now, here's the thing, guys. Any good salesperson, any good sales trainer, I'm not a sales trainer, but I've done lots of sales, obviously, or we wouldn't have people finding me on YouTube, which is really cool. I didn't know people were finding me on YouTube. If you are educated at all in sales, Sales 101 says this: you're never selling a product, you're selling yourself. And here's the thing. If you're a Beachbody coach, I know that you believe in Shakeology. Am I right? Raise your hand if you believe in Shakeology. If you don't believe in Shakeology, I have to wonder if you've used the stuff because it's freaking. I literally just chugged a cup of it before I hopped on this call. How many of you believe in the workout programs? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you believe in the accountability that we offer in the challenge groups? Raise your hand. See, that's what I figured. We don't have a problem with people believing in the process or the products. In fact, I bet even all of you believe that it's possible to have success in this business because you've seen plenty of people do it and you hear about them every single Monday morning. You believe in everything except for you. You ask yourself this: I know they can do it, but can I really do it? Or is there something special about them that made them right for this business? Hear those keywords I'm throwing out: special, right. And if there's someone that's right for the business, maybe I'm wrong for the business. Maybe I don't have the same personality. Maybe I'm not a natural born leader. Any of this stuff sound familiar? And we start convincing ourselves, because we're not getting the same results, that there's something wrong with us. But I love, 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 love what my mentor on the John Maxwell team, his name is Christian Simpson, and he's the one that teaches us on the coaching, which is what I do like in a one-on-one mentoring relationship. He says the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not their potential, it is their awareness of their potential. Did you catch that? Me, you, Brittany, Christine Dwyer, Amy Silverman, Carl Deichler, we all have the exact same level of potential. Now, obviously, we have different talents, different gifts, different personalities, we come in different packages. But we all have the exact same amount of potential. The only difference is some of us are more aware of that potential. And you can be constantly becoming more and more and more and more aware of that potential. It's a progression. I don't think anyone on this planet is 100% aware of all of the potential they have. Because I believe that I believe that we have infinite potential. In fact, I don't know religious beliefs. I'm not here to preach religious beliefs, but I personally believe in God, and I personally believe that God created us with infinite potential. That there is literally nothing that we couldn't do if we decided we really wanted to do it and we're willing to put in the work to do it. If we believe we can do it, and this just blows my mind, guys, that as we're speaking, someone is working on a calculation to go to like Mars next year. Like, what? How do you figure out how to get to Mars? Like, I mean, how does that even happen? How do you figure out how to get to the moon? How do you understand outer space enough to go like travel in space? Does that not blow anyone else's mind? Like, I'm not very good at science, so I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. But to calculate what it takes to just go to the moon and then come back, I mean, that's mind-boggling, right? But yet someone somewhere looked at the moon and said, I think I'd like to go there. I'm going to start working on a formula to make that happen. And then guess what? They did. I've got like a ring light set up here behind my laptop. I don't know how the heck I don't know how electricity works. I know that it does work, right? I know that I can flip the switch or plug it in and it does, but I don't understand all of the like intricacies, whatever. I don't even know the words to use for how electricity gets even to my house. But someone said, wouldn't that be really cool if we could see like all the time in our house? Let's figure out a way to make that happen. I wouldn't have figured it out. I would just lit the house on fire probably and just burn the whole house down. Like, I don't know how people figure that out. How many of you actually know, and there may be a few, but how many of you actually understand how the engine in your car works and how every single little part and piece works to actually make your car run? Probably a few of you. But most of us just know you shift it into drive and you push the gas. And we don't know that there's literally thousands of things that had to go into action for you putting it in drive and hitting the gas to actually work, right? But somebody did, because someone wanted to figure that out. So here's the thing. We have infinite potential. It's just, do you actually want to discover it? Or do you want to make excuses and pretend that maybe you don't have anything to discover? See, I believe successful people that become successful, look at other successful people and say, if they can do it, so can I. In fact, they're actually proof that it can happen. So why not try? Why not go for it? Whereas other people, too many times, and I really think this is like an epidemic in modern day civilization, we look at successful people and automatically assume they must be lucky. They must have been born into the right family. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just like destined for them to be great and maybe I'm not destined. Because we don't believe in ourselves. And when we don't believe in ourselves, we can do all the right things and it's not the same. And I love to use this example. A top coach will post a before and after and say something like this. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. I just did my first week of hammer and chisel, and I'm so pumped because I just lost 1/4 of an inch and 0.25 pounds, and I'm so happy about the work that I put in. If you're out there and you need help and you need accountability, comment below, and I would love to help you get the results that you want. And some of us are like, what do you mean? You lost 1/4 of an inch? That's horrible. Well, that's nothing. But they're confident about it, and they're excited about it. And then we have other people, and their posts sound something like this. So I know this doesn't look like that big of a transformation, but, I've been trying my best to work out and do the stuff that I'm supposed to do. And I know maybe you can't tell much of a difference between the left and the right because I only lost 75 pounds, but I'm trying really hard. So, I mean, if you might want to be interested in maybe gonna health Shakeology, comment below and maybe I'll message you. And people are like, what? You lost 75 freaking pounds. And everyone else is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But you don't even believe it's amazing. Because you're comparing yourself to someone who lost 76 pounds. So your transformation is not. And I hear people say crap like that all the time. Josh, I just don't really know what my story is. I mean, I haven't had that much of a transformation. I'm not like this person or that person or that person. Like, well, tell me what kind of a transformation you have. Tell me the story you do have. And then they'll go off on this crazy story about how they used to be depressed. Maybe they even tried committing suicide, and they used to be like 40 pounds overweight. And now they're like full of confidence, and they're happy, and they're excited. And I'm just like, that's like one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. The only problem with your story is that you haven't bought into it yet. Because you're still comparing your story to 2 other people you saw on Instagram. And you think that because 2 other people on Instagram had a better story than yours, that you don't have a story to tell. I'm sorry, but that is a load of crap. Every single one of you have an incredible story that only you can tell. And I don't care how oversaturated you think the market is, it's not. Because all of the people following you are probably not following 25,000 other Beachbody coaches like you are. They're following you because they want your story. They're inspired by you. Something about you has connected them to you. But when you don't believe in yourself, and you ask people to spend $150 to trust you, that's kind of tough to do, guys. I don't very often give my money away to people on the internet that don't seem to believe in themselves. Now, show me a person who believes in themselves and believes in their product. And if I need their help, you better believe, yeah, I'll pay them money to help me. But if you're not sold on yourself, John Maxwell says this, if you do not value yourself, the world will never raise the price. How many of you ever gone into Walmart and said, you know what? I know you put these bananas on sale, but I've had your bananas before and they're really good. I think I'll pay a little extra than what you're asking because I really feel like it's worth it. Has anybody ever done that? Anybody ever gone into Target and their tank tops are on sale and you go, that's too good of a deal. That is too, I can't do that. Let me pay you something extra for these tank tops because, they've got the glitter on it and the pink heart. Like, come on, that's worth at least $12.99. I got to pay you that, right? Has anybody ever done that? Gosh, no, you don't. We never, ever, ever pay more than what is asked. He loves glitter, says Kat. That's awesome. If you haven't noticed, I work with a lot of Beachbody coaches, so I know your language. Other than Scott is like really confused right now about what my preference is in clothing style. Don't worry, when I'm done here, I'll go put on my glitter tank top and I'll watch the Thunder game and it'll be cool. Maybe I'll even have like a margarita or I don't know, what do girls drink? I don't know. So, but here's the thing, guys. You have got to believe in you. And when you believe in you, everyone else believes in you. And they want whatever you have. Top Beachbody coaches, I'm telling you right now, could advertise horse manure and people would buy it. In fact, I always joke that Chalene Johnson could literally sell cow crap and Beachbody coaches would buy it by like the truckloads. Oh, Chalene selling cow crap now? I'll take 100 pounds, please. Go ahead and put it on my credit card. I'll get a new credit card if I have to. Just if Chalene has it, I just need it right now, right? It's going to have Shalene's picture or something like on the cow crap or something like that. Why? Because Chalene believes in herself and we bought into her, right? Do you want people to buy into you? Then you have to buy into you first. Remember, be, do, have. You've got to become someone first. And then it will change the way you do everything, which will cause you to have. And I think someone in the chat box just asked, so how do we do that? Man, you got a smart, here, let me see if I can check out the chat box real quick. So if we haven't been doing a great job in believing in ourselves, how do we start over? I am so glad you asked, Noelle. Did I pronounce that right, Noelle? Now let me close my chat box. Otherwise, I'll get very distracted. I have a mild case of ADD, and I cannot do two things at once. That is for sure. So how do we get started? How do we get started on believing in ourselves? There's actually two different things that make up what we believe about ourselves. Number one is emotional experiences, and number two is repetition. So emotional experiences, let's start off with that. Let's say, I'm just making up stories here. This isn't anything that happened. Let's say you're in 5th grade. You've always had incredible grades. You've always done really good in school. One day you come home with an F on your paper, and your dad looks you in the eye and says, I can't even believe this. You are such a failure. And at that moment, that experience is so emotional, it literally is able to penetrate through your conscious mind straight into your subconscious mind, which is where your beliefs are stored. And you have just adopted a new belief about yourself. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, it doesn't make a huge difference yet. Maybe your grades just drop a little bit. But by the time high school comes around, you've stopped trying altogether because you don't think you're a failure anyways. Why even try? You get out of high school, you could have went to college, but you decided, why should I go to college? I'm a failure. I don't have any potential. I'm never going to amount to anything. So you take a job working for minimum wage. You get the picture, right? Because of what you believed about yourself, you sabotage yourself the rest of your life. You always settled for less than what you thought might be possible because you didn't believe you were capable of living at a higher level. Not to say that I never went to college. I mean, I'm not a big college guy. But, I'm just saying, just an example. Repetition is the other way. So let's say, always get good grades, and then kind of out of nowhere in 6th grade, you start really, really struggling. And you start bringing home some C's here and there. And then those C's kind of turn into D's. And it's not like there's a drastic emotional experience. It's just that over and over and over and over, you keep basically not living up to expectations. You keep disappointing yourself and those around you over and over and over and over until finally, after time, you've convinced yourself you're just not very smart. Which is really, this is kind of, just a stereotypical thing that happens sometimes in school, which most of us, now that we're grown and a little bit older, realize is ridiculous, right? Because how well you do in math in 6th grade has nothing to do with how successful you can be in life. Would you guys agree? I hope you've realized by now that your 6th grade math scores do not define who you have to be for the rest of your life. Some of you are like, they don't. So there is hope for me. Thank God, because I was horrible in 6th grade math. Maybe I can be a successful Beachbody coach. But those are just a few examples. So there are lots more examples. Of course, abusive relationships are the worst because they're a combination of emotional and repetition. Some people were in emotional relationships where repeatedly, over and over and over and over, someone told you, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not beautiful, you're not handsome, you're not whatever, right? And maybe they didn't actually even say those words, but their actions told you that over and over and over and over and over. So how do we change what we believe? By using the same thing. Number one, emotional experiences. There are so many people that go to something like Summit or a Super Saturday or a team retreat or the cruise, and they come away with a whole new belief about themselves because there was so much energy and so much emotion there that you were able to capture something you couldn't catch in any other atmosphere. Which is why, please, 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 please find a way to get to Super Saturday. Like, there's just no excuse for not going to Super Saturday unless you're like getting married that day or you're in a wedding. it better be something like big time life going on to miss a Super Saturday, because you have the opportunity to surround yourself with a bunch of like-minded people for what? Like most Super Saturdays are like $20. Maybe you have to drive an hour and a half away, right? Come on, I drove like an hour and a half away a couple weeks ago and paid $300 to go to an Oklahoma City Thunder game, okay? Most of us will pay that kind of money for a sports event or a concert, but then not for Super Saturday, right? While Super Saturday could be the thing that puts your business over the top and pays you for the rest of your life. So number one, emotional experiences. By the way, team calls are also emotional experiences. Something about the community of people coming together and learning and growing together. Sometimes just something you hear on team calls, just that one thing you needed to put you over. And the other way is repetition. And there's two different things that I believe people should be doing every day. Of course, personal development. You've got to. Personal development is the workout for your brain. How many of you, if you go a few weeks without working out, like you can feel it in your body. You like just kind of feel crappy, right? Or if you go a few weeks without your Shaco, you just don't feel right. You don't have the same level of confidence. You put on a t-shirt and for me, like my belly starts sticking out a little bit and I just feel a little awkward. But personal development is the same thing. It's like your maintenance for your mind and your emotions. You don't do your personal development, I'm telling you right now, your emotions are going to get a little crazy, especially trying to work a business, because a business is an emotional roller coaster. There are good days, but to be honest, the first year or two, for every good day, there's like 99 bad days. Telling you that from experience. My entire first year in business, I signed 2 clients. I made a total of about $500 in my whole first year. You want to talk about questioning whether or not you have the potential to be successful? That first year of my business, it rocked my world. It was just like a punch in the face over and over and over and over. But I stuck with it. And one of the reasons I stuck with it was personal development every single day. The other thing is positive affirmations. I am a firm believer that your voice is the most powerful voice in the universe. And that the things you say out of your mouth have the ability to penetrate into your heart and into your beliefs more than what anyone else says. And by the way, the things that come out of your own mouth are the only words you can actually control, right? And God knows there's plenty of people telling us the wrong things. So you better take time every single day to tell yourself some of the right things. Okay? A few pointers for that. Number one, have your goals. The things that you want to accomplish this year, have them wrote down and say them out loud. Every single day, I say, I am a New York Times best-selling author. Am I close to that goal? Guys, I got a free ebook on my website right now. That's all the work I've done on that. But I'm saying it, which is causing me to believe it's possible. Okay? I say things like that every single day. The other thing is I believe you should have some type of motivational or inspirational quotes that you say about yourself that just build up confidence. It's not like a goal number specific. It's more of, you can literally Google motivational quotes right now, hit the images, and it'll pull up a ton of memes. And literally you just change it into saying I. Okay, so you put it into first person, whatever it is. So there's a quote I know, it says, she believed she could, so she did. So you could say, I believe I can, so I do. I believe I can build a successful business, so today I do. I do build a successful business. I believe I can hit Success Club 10, so that's what I'm going to do. See how easily, and as you say it, I'm telling you, man, it stirs up something like on the inside of you that I don't know of any other way that does it. Those are the main ways, okay? So here's what I want to do. I want to end the call by going over a few things that I know most of you are struggling with up here. I said I was going to talk about recruiting tonight. You're like, well, I learned nothing about recruiting. Thank you so much, Josh. But I promise we're going to bring it around, okay? Because I want to go over some of the main reasons people are not recruiting. Because some of you aren't doing these things because you have a wrong belief about yourself, and it's actually holding you back from doing what you know you should be doing, okay? Let me get a quick sip of water here. So number one, let's go through some of these things. Number one, I'm not a successful coach. So how can I possibly bring people on board? Like, if I'm not successful, how do I promise other people success? Anyone else ever thought that? You see successful coaches that are like, I built a 6-figure business working from home in the mom cracks or the dad cracks or the whatever, and blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for 5 amazing people to mentor this month. If you would like to have that opportunity, comment below. And you're like, that's really cool, but I have a 2-figure income, and I'm not really that, like, I don't have anything to throw out there at all. And here's what's funny about that to me. How many of you signed up for Beachbody because you heard there was $1 million award? I didn't see any hands. I mean, I know there's 3 pages here. Maybe I missed somebody. How many of you signed up for Beachbody because you saw an opportunity for purpose and community? Raise your hand. Come on, raise it high. Let me see. That's pretty much everybody. And yet, we don't feel like we can recruit people because we can't offer them money. Am I right? Not a single, and I've actually only, I think this is probably the 4th or 5th time I've given this specific presentation. And I think I found like 1 or 2 people that raised their hand when I said, how many of you signed up for money? There are a few people that have signed up because specifically they wanted to make money. But 98% of you, that's Josh statistics, that's not official, 98% of you signed up because you said something like this: if I could just help 1 person, it would be so worth it. Am I right? Am I right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. You can shake your head no. If I'm wrong, throw something, throw a tomato at your screen or something. You signed up because you wanted to help 1 person, and so did 98% of the rest of the company. So what do you think we should be talking about with people if we want to recruit them as a coach? Maybe we should be talking about the community and the purpose. And yet most of you are not recruiting coaches because you don't feel like you have anything to offer. How many of you would say your life is better because of Beachbody coaching? Not just the products, the actual coaching. Higher level of accountability, more purpose, right? The excitement that comes from helping someone change their life. Now, even if money was not involved, I would still bet that most of you would still be here, even if there was no money involved. In fact, the fact that we involved money probably is what makes this the hardest, because we get our eyes off of what we originally signed up to do, and we start thinking too much about the paycheck on Thursday and getting discouraged by the lack of paycheck on Thursday, and we forget we really just wanted to help people. Am I right? More people quit this business because they forget the reason they signed up than anything else. And the truth is, if you stay focused on your mission, which is to help people, I say this all the time, and I believe it 1,000,000%. I will never go back on this. If you dedicate yourself to the mission, money will always find you. Zig Ziglar says you can have anything you want in life. if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. Now, too many of us are using others to get what we want instead of helping them get what they want. And then we wonder why we're burned out, overwhelmed, stressed. Meanwhile, most of you are helping people every single month. Most of you have people losing weight, finding confidence. You're literally saving marriages, saving lives, and then we are just bummed as all get out because we only got paid $35 on Thursday. I don't know about you guys, but I volunteered at my church from the time I was in 6th grade until about 2 years ago. I stepped down because my business was just so busy. I just needed to focus fully on my business. I mean, I'm 32, so I don't know, from age of 12 to I guess 18 years, I volunteered at my church and was never paid a penny. Why? Because I believed in the mission. I believed in the purpose. You guys have a very, very, very unique opportunity to actually make money living out your purpose. But even if we remove money, you still have a greater opportunity than 90% of people on this planet. Most people on this planet wake up every single day with no purpose, no passion, no confidence, no self-worth, no community. Am I right? Even if we take away money, you still have one of the greatest opportunities to present someone. You have the opportunity for them to change their life from the inside out. And that's more than we could ever ask for in any type of payment. And that's not to say that I don't like money, okay? Don't get me wrong here. I very, very, very much appreciate money. But I believe that if we focus on helping people, money, it will chase you down. I have more money than I could have ever imagined right now. As a kid who detailed cars and played in rock bands for 10 years, was poor my entire life. But I built a business around helping people get what they want. And now I have more money show up on most days than I used to make in a week. Not because I'm someone special, because I wanted to help people so freaking bad. You fall in love with people, man. I'm telling you, good stuff starts happening. Doesn't happen overnight. Okay, I swear to you, it does not happen overnight. I told you my first year was horrid. Okay. So anyways, let me hop off this soapbox and actually move on to another point. Another thing is, I'm not a good leader. I'm afraid to recruit people because what if, even if you don't get past the whole success thing, you start thinking, aren't I kind of putting people at a disadvantage if I recruit them when they could have went and worked for some good leader? Like, I'm a crappy leader. How am I going to actually help people? Like, can I really help someone else become successful in this business? And I always love to ask this question. How many people on this call right now are health and fitness experts? And when I say that, I mean like you're a certified personal trainer or nutritionist. Raise your hand. I'm going to try to scroll. Keep your hand up because I'm going to try to scroll through all 3 pages here. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. That's kind of interesting, guys. I didn't keep your hand up. There might have been one. Was there a hand up? No. Oh, no, there wasn't. There actually wasn't. Oh, there's one. Okay, there's one. There's usually 1 or 2. Now, raise your hand if you've helped someone lose weight. Raise it high and raise it proud. Well, isn't that interesting? I'm seeing a lot of hands, guys. So what you're telling me is that you don't have to be an expert to help someone, right? You don't have to be an expert to help someone have success. Guys, I'm not a Beachbody coach. I've never had success in a Beachbody business. Never. Yet I mentor 5 current or former top 10 coaches. How in the world can I help them if I'm not a successful Beachbody coach? I'll tell you how. Same way you guys help people in challenge groups. Number 1, you point them to a very good resource. right? Shanti, Autumn, Sagi, Shalene. Number 2, you give them accountability. Number 3, you give them support. It doesn't take magic, does it? It doesn't take magic. In fact, I would bet that most of you on this call have less expertise than the average person that works at GNC. I think someone got unmuted somewhere. I have a buddy that worked at GNC, and he knows a ton about actual supplements and nutrition and crap. But guess what? He's never helped anybody lose weight. Because knowing everything doesn't help you if you're not doing anything, right? Same with leadership, guys. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to have all the answers. What you do have to do is be willing to point someone to the right resources. I bet you guys have some type of team training they can go through. Am I right? Yeah. Even if you didn't, there's this cool thing called YouTube where like pretty much every coach on the planet has like every training they've ever created. So somewhere, I'm telling you, there's some good training out there. Your job is to present that to them and then give them accountability and give them support. But you alone, whether you're the greatest leader on the planet or the worst leader on the planet, cannot determine someone else's success. I'm a leadership trainer on the John Maxwell team. That sounds like really cool credentials, but I cannot cause someone else to have success. I can give them accountability. I can give them support. I can give them a few tips here and there. But at the end of the day, someone has to want to be successful and be willing to put in the work. Or it doesn't matter how many things I tell them. It doesn't matter how many answers I have. Am I right? And I would actually say that sometimes the more you know, the worse off you are. Because sometimes the best help you can give someone is so ignorant of the situation that you're willing to ask them questions instead of try to give them the answers. Another quote from my boy Christian Simpson: "It is arrogant and ignorant to assume that other people can do what you have done and get the same results." It's arrogant and ignorant to assume that someone else can do what you did and get the same results. We all have different stories. We all have different brands. We all have different niches. We all have different personalities. The best thing that you can do for someone is give them accountability and support and help them find themselves, not turn them into you. Not to say that you can't learn from other people's success, okay? Because you can. But I think sometimes we try too hard. Oh, well, I've done that, and this is exactly how this works. So let me tell you how this works. And then we end up with a bunch of people who look the same, talk the same, act the same, and none of them are authentic at all, and none of them are happy at all. Anytime we try to duplicate exactly who we are into people, we make a lot of people into followers. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of success, I don't think of a big herd of followers. I think of a big herd of leaders. Those are the people that change the world, right? Okay, enough on that one. Let's go to one more. Now I got to go to my notes because I forgot what the one more is, okay? So we have people who think that they're not successful enough, okay? We have people who think they're not good enough leaders, and now is my very, very favorite one. We have people that are afraid of being salesy. Anybody ever used that word, salesy? It's a hilarious word. I swear Beachbody coaches made it up. I've never in my life walked into a shoe store and someone offered to help me, and I said, "Can you just lay off a little bit? You're being a little too salesy." I've never even heard of that word. We use, in the real world, we use words like annoying, right? We use words like, can you shut up and leave me alone? But salesy is like this word you guys have created. And let me tell you why you've created this word. I'm going to go to my Instagram right now, actually. I'm going to tell you why you guys created this word. It's because of people on Instagram. I have a post here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I have a post here. It's just a picture of me with my arms in the air, and it's got a quote on it that I said on my mastermind group earlier that I liked. It says, your goals should never define reality. They should always defy reality. Kind of a fun quote, but it has absolutely nothing to do with health and fitness. But I do use a hashtag trainer because I'm a leadership trainer. But because it's trainer, sometimes health and fitness people get in there. And some people use this horrible thing called auto comments, where they have an app that actually comments stuff for them. Listen to what this guy said right here on my post. My post has nothing to do with health and fitness, not even close. He says, what's your favorite strategy to lose body fat quickly? That's interesting because I wasn't talking about losing body fat or exercise or health. We see stuff like that, and actually sometimes we see worse stuff like, wow, what a rad picture. If you like what I have to offer, please follow. I'm more than happy to follow back. Oh, and by the way, there's a link in my bio. Like, what? Who are you, and what the heck are you freaking talking about, dude? And because of people like that, we have all developed this word called salesy, and we're scared to death to send an invite for the coaching opportunity because we might sound like that, excuse me if your kids are around, we might sound like that douche on Instagram. Am I right? Meanwhile, you're out there forming people to death. And you have been talking about their dog for so long, their dog has actually died of old age, and now they have a new dog. And they still have no idea that you're even a Beachbody coach. 7 dog lives later, they sign on with some complete random stranger on Instagram, and you get pissed off that you have been working so hard to build that relationship and they signed on with someone else. Am I right? Now, come on. How many of you actually give a crap about people's dogs on Instagram? Raise your hand. No, you don't. You don't. You want to change lives, and the only way to change lives is to make a sale or sign a coach. And here's the thing. A lot of you have actually got comfortable with offering challenge packs because you know that's what you have to, like you just have to. Now, some of you haven't. Stick with me, okay? But many of you have got comfortable talking about Shaco, talking about the workout programs. But for some reason, the coaching opportunity feels sleazy to you. And what I want to say to you is this. You have got to stop thinking of offering someone a job as sleazy. How many of you, if you worked for a company, talking like a day job, and they said, here's the thing, we'll let you hire your friends, and they can make as much money as they are willing to work for. We'll send them on free trips. We'll send them monthly prizes, maybe even some fun bobbleheads or aprons. We will invest in their lives on a regular basis to help them grow. And here's the thing. We will hire as many people as you're willing to bring to us. We won't even cut it off. How many of you would post all over the planet about that job opportunity? In fact, if your friends found out about it and that you didn't tell them about it, they would be pissed. Am I right? You might get slapped across the face by a few friends if they found out there was a job opportunity like that that you didn't tell them about. And yet, here we are with a job opportunity just like that we're not telling anyone about because we're scared we'll be that guy on Instagram. We're scared to death that people are going to be annoyed. We are so afraid of what other people think about us that while we sit here on a team call, my kids are in there getting ready for bed, you're sitting here learning, growing, surrounded by amazing people. There are some people right now sitting on the couch wondering if they want to live another day. Wondering if they should even keep going. Wondering if there's really any point to this thing called life at all. Because they've lost hope. They've lost purpose. They've lost their identity. They have lost something on the inside and they don't know if there's a way to find it again. Meanwhile, we have an answer for them. And we're not willing to tell anybody about it because someone might block us or unfriend us or say something mean in the comments. You guys hearing me right now? You guys have the ability to change someone's life, to give someone their mom back, to give someone their dad back, to give someone their spouse back, to give someone their life, their purpose. Guys, we're not just talking about a job opportunity here, although it definitely is one of those. We're talking about people's lives. You have the opportunity to be their godsend. Fear is the most selfish thing ever. Nothing in the world is more selfish than fear. Because when you live in fear, you're not thinking about how what you do or don't do affects other people. You're only thinking about how it will affect you. And that is very selfish. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard the word no. No thanks. Not this time. Too expensive. Too much money. There's no way in the world your training groups are worth $200. My uplines offer something very similar for free, and I'm pretty sure you don't know anything that they don't know. I get messages like that on my like page. After they respond to my ad saying they want more information, they then have the tenacity to tell me that there's no way in the world my trainings could be worth $200. And it hurts. It does. I absolutely hate it when people make it sound like to throw in that their upline offers it for free is to kind of insinuate that I'm trying to take advantage of people, that I'm teaching the same crap everyone else is. I just charge money for it because I'm out to get it. I hate that. When I've worked my butt off to build a business that helps people, nothing irritates me more than to have my motives questioned. But you know what? If I threw in the towel every time someone said something like that, we wouldn't even be here tonight. Some of you, I believe this. I don't mean this in an arrogant way at all. But some of you tonight, this very night, are getting the breakthrough you need in your mindset and in your business to go do the things you've been meaning to do forever and just been putting it off. And that would not have happened had I thrown in the towel at the first nasty comment I got. And just to be honest, the nasty comments and messages are literally like maybe 5% of the people. 95% of the people either completely ignore me or say, no thanks, I don't really have the money right now. But some of you are so scared to death of someone ignoring you, which I don't really get, because if they ignore you, if you hate having conversations, when someone ignores you, they actually just bailed you out because now you don't have to have the conversation. But you're internalizing it and thinking, they don't want to talk to me. There must be something wrong with me. They must think I'm salesy. They must think I'm weird. They must think I'm blah, 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 blah. And we internalize it and think they've rejected us. I just want to throw this out there. I know I've gone way over. But when people tell us, no, I need you to understand this. They are not rejecting you. They're rejecting themselves. They're not saying you're not worth $150. They're saying they are not worth $150. And that kind of flips the tables. And instead of like getting depressed and feeling all like rejected, it almost makes you feel bad for people, which makes you want to help people all the more to realize that people are in such a dark place that their future and their family is not even worth $150 to them. For that girl to tell me those people that my trainings are too expensive and there's no way I have anything better than what their upline offers. First of all, I want to know who their upline is, because I train most of the top coaches, and all of those top coaches literally advertise my trainings left and right because they see the success that their coaches have when they go through them. But second of all, it makes me feel like crap. That sucks. That you don't care enough about your future to invest $200. When you commented on the post, which tells me you're struggling to recruit coaches, which tells me your business is probably stuck because your business does not go very far by just hitting Success Club. Don't get me wrong, that's the foundation. That's the foundation. But there are not any successful coaches in this business that don't recruit people. There's a reason we have this thing called residual income. It's what happens when you have other people, when you have a team of people working and the team goes further than what you can go yourself, right? So here's the thing. If you want to recruit, you've got to get out of your head that you're not right for this business, or that you're not good enough of a leader, or that you don't have what it takes, or that people are going to reject you. Notice how all of that had you in it, right? Get your eyes off you and think about people for a change. Think about the world. Start posting about the coaching opportunity. Start having conversations with people about the coaching opportunity. Don't be ashamed or afraid to invite people to coaches' sneak peeks. Talk about the fact that Transformation Tuesday, we love to show before and afters, which I'm huge on. I love before and afters. I think we need to show people. But go deeper and talk about how the coaching opportunity has helped you to have more accountability, has helped you to change life. Show me pictures of what you looked like 5 years ago, what you look like today, and tell me how coaching has had a huge role on that. Tell me how today, yes, post the workout video. Tell me that you worked out today, but tell me how excited you are that you got in your workout because of the accountability group that you are helping run. And to not just get your workout in, but to know that your workout helped keep someone else accountable to their journey too. You can sprinkle in the coaching opportunity even if you don't make a penny. By talking about the purpose, talking about the community, talking about the accountability, all of the crap that you actually signed up to get. That's what you need to talk about. And when that changes up here, you post different, you talk different, you walk different, you act different, because you're no longer worried about whether or not you have what it takes. You are sold on the fact that you do have what it takes. So for any of you that are interested in the other the training groups, if you're like, Josh, tonight helped me so much. It helped give me, if I could have something like this on a regular basis, I know I could take my business to a new level. You can go to joshuacoates.com and you can check out my training groups. I've got training groups for every different level that you get stuck in at the business. I highly, highly, highly recommend the Art of Recruiting. It is $200, but I promise you this, I over-deliver like crazy. In fact, if I didn't want to make it so available, I could easily charge $500 for it, and I promise you no one would complain when they got through the training because it's worth it, okay? But I'm telling you right now, if you're struggling to move forward in your business, you need emotional experiences and you need repetition. And that's exactly what my training groups will offer you. Every single Monday, you'll get a 1-hour video. And by the way, sometimes I go an hour and a half or 2 hours because I'm kind of long-winded. And then you have daily activities and check-ins to make sure you're doing the stuff that you're learning. You've got to do the stuff that you're learning, or we just had a good talk. And I like to have good talks. I'm kind of a talker, but I'd much rather help you do something. Okay? So do me a huge favor. At least go to joshuacoates.com. Let me spell it for you in the chat because everyone spells my name wrong. It's so horrible. There's no E in Coates, okay? joshuacoates.com. You just click on it straight from there, okay? Check out my training groups. I have a free book that I mentioned earlier. It's called The Mess Before Success. In my book, I talk about all of the crap that I went through to get to where I'm at today. Guys, success is not pretty. And don't get me wrong, it's worth it. But if you want to get to success, you got to be willing to go through your mess. Nobody that's successful today had an easy time getting there. And I think sometimes you need to hear about people that have become successful that went through the crap that you're going through right now. It's a free book. You can download it at my site. You can connect with me on Facebook, of course, is Josh Coates, or you can go to my like page, which is Legacy Leadership. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it so much. Julie, I will hand it back over to you to let you close it out.
Thank you so much for this call. I really think just from reading the group talk on the side, I think it's just hit home to everyone in this group.
Way cool.
It's just, yeah, it's amazing. And I am not a crier, and I even teared up. So that was pretty awesome and strange for me at the same time. But thank you for everything. Yes,
You're welcome.
And I am pretty sure you'll be hearing from a lot of us.
Cool. I would love to see all of your faces in one of my groups and help you even more.
I'm pretty sure you're going to have a synergy group soon.
Awesome.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much, and good luck with the baby coming on the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. And
hopefully be here sooner than later.
Right. All right. Everyone have a great night, and check out his website and his Facebook pages. They're fantastic.
Thanks again, Julie. I appreciate you making time for me to be on your team call. I appreciate it so much.
All right. Thank you.
Night, guys.